Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Go ahead and get situated. Welcome to Friday night's live stream. Did y'all see the latest video? Did y'all see the latest video, Ninja? We out here on the porch, chilling on this Friday night. What's going on? Tap into the chat, tap into the chat, tap into the chat. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Church is about to start. Church is about to start, Ninja, so go ahead and get y'all popcorn. Go ahead and get your beer. Let me know if you can hear me just fine. Let me know if you can hear me fine. Go ahead and hit that like button. Y'all already seen the title, so y'all already know what we're about to get into. Ninja's probably like, Ninja, wasn't you just talking about, yeah, Ninja, listen, the smoke goes for everybody. The smoke goes for everybody. See, I'm not like you ninjas, right? I make sure everybody gets the smoke, right? I make sure everybody gets the smoke, right? Because I'm dynamic. I'm fluid in the way that I think. I'm fluid in the way that I move, right? In my mind, there is no allies. Vanessa, what's going on? Shouts out to you. Rick Lasso, do it, Cap Unk. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you talking about some Diddy junk. Go ahead and put these moderations on, because I don't feel like dealing with the trolls. Don't feel like dealing with the trolls tonight. Don't feel like dealing with the trolls. We can hear you, Ninja. Let's get it on with the show, Ninja. Rocky Duck's head. Come on now. What you got to say, Ninja? What you got to say? Listen, okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Y'all already seen the title. Yep, I said it. I have smoke with Gen X. I have smoke with the older millennial black people. I got smoke with y'all. And I'm going to tell you why. Right? It's no different than some of the things I have already said already. But yeah, you African Americans, right? You foundational black Americans, y'all niggas weak, man. Y'all niggas weak. Y'all niggas have been weak for a very long time, right? Right? We already know every other group of men, especially in America, are weak as hell. But you ninjas especially you Gen X, boomers too, you boomer ass ninjas too, y'all ninjas are weak. And I'm gonna tell you why. Decade after decade after decade, especially after the civil rights movement, right? You ninjas, right? You ninjas always going back to the church, right? Every time something happened, you ninjas are ready to go back to the church and pray it away, right? You ninjas are ready to sing Kumbaya with everybody, right? You ninjas y'all want to accept everybody up under the same tree. I got smoke with you ninjas, man, right? And we're gonna break it down from the very beginning, right? We're gonna break it down from the very beginning, pre-civil rights, right? Right? That's where you ninjas messed up at. Right? You ninjas messed up with the civil rights movement. And what do I mean by that? Right? What I mean by you ninjas messed up by the civil rights movement You messed up by allowing every other group, hear me out, you weak ass boomers, you weak ass Gen Xers, you weak ass older millennials, y'all messed up by allowing every other group to benefit from the civil rights that my ancestors or you ninjas ancestors died for. Let's get it started, man. Y'all niggas weak. Every time, and see, ninja, I'm the black Nick Fuentes, nigga. Like, I'm the black Nick Fuentes. I can get very diabolical with it, right? Because if it was up to me, see, this is why I can't run. I can't run for office, ninja. I'll have shit. Y'all think Trump is something, ninja? I have this shit shut down, ninja. Everybody will be on a boat back home. Everybody, and when I say everybody, I'm talking about everybody. I will have every group that has came here since the civil rights movement was enacted, right? Every single group that has been coming over here since the civil rights movement has been acted, I have they ass on the first flight smoking to wherever the hell they came back from, right? These bootlickers are cooked in the U.S., glad to be in Mexico, right? I have everybody back smoking. I have the Mexicans shipped back. They ass will be shipped back to Mexico, all of them. Abuela, Tia, Tio, all the ass back to Mexico. Y'all don't understand the chaos that y'all have caused in America, ninjas, right? Y'all was so focused. Y'all was so focused on fighting a white man, right? What the white man understood, right, is that we can't have that many immigrants in this dang on nation, right? We're a land of immigrants. Immigrants be building and all that shit. Cool. Okay. But after the civil rights movement, y'all should have taxed everybody's ass. Corey, what's going on? Y'all should have taxed everybody's ass. But that's where y'all messed up at. Y'all weak ass. Right? And especially the older generation African Americans, the older generation blacks, y'all are the weakest generation, right? Along with the white boomers too. Like a lot of y'all ninjas are weak, right? But specifically for the African American boomers, the African American Gen X, y'all messed up. Y'all wanted to bring everybody up under y'all wing. Y'all wanted to bring everybody up under y'all wing. Y'all allowed the people of color tag to fly. Weak ass ninjas. Y'all let everybody fly the flag of people of color. Ninja. Y'all let the Indians wave the people of color flag. Y'all let the Asians, everybody else fly the people of color flag. Y'all let the Mexicans wave the people of color flag. Nah, fuck that. That's where y'all messed up at. If this was 1964, right? When the civil rights acts were being passed, if this was 1964, guess what I would be doing? Every other group of people who came here after ninjas done been hung from trees, ninjas done been set ablaze, ninjas done been fire hose down, ninjas, you know, been beat over the side of the head with clubs by the police, ninja. And y'all weak ass, and I say y'all because it damn sure would have been me. If it was me in 1964, best believe I'll have shit on lock. But y'all let the Mexicans come over here. Ninjas, didn't y'all used to dominate black men? Didn't y'all used to dominate blue collar? Didn't y'all used to dominate blue collar? right? But now y'all wanted to fly under the same flag as the Mexicans, Ninja. Y'all wanted to fly up under the same flag as the Latinos, right? And guess what happened? They push y'all stupid ass up out of blue collar, Ninja. Let's call a spade a spade. Y'all let the Mexicans come over here and wave and yeah, we all people of color. Nah, Ninja. We know how the Mexicans get down. Ninja, see, what's wrong with black people? Y'all want friends, Ninja. Y'all need to fix that. You ninjas need to fix that. Y'all so busy. Yes, brother, After Pill Live, thank you for your truth. Yes, sir. Fitness, what's going on? See, see, y'all wanted friends, right? Y'all wanted friends. Y'all wanted to sing Kumbaya while y'all so busy overwhelmingly voting Democrat, right? While y'all so busy overwhelmingly voting Democrat, y'all ain't got nothing from the Democrats, not that much, right? The very weakness you say black people are is why I respect black people. Hey, so be it. I mean, to each their own. You got your opinion, I got mine, right? But that kumbaya supposed to be used, right? That's supposed to be kept, for yourself, if you get what I mean, right? You rule with an iron rod, but you know when to bring people together. It's a difference. I'm not saying hatred. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it should have been based on hatred. No, what I'm saying that it should have been based on principle, Ninja. It should have been based on principle. Because guess what happens? Guess what happens when the immigrants do come over here? They segment themselves off, right? They get into positions, they act all high and mighty, Ninja, right? The Mexicans, the Indians, Ninja, whoever else, they come over here and act like Ninja, that they, the best thing since sliced bread, right? They come over here and think they the best thing since sliced bread. When Ninja, y'all should have been whacking their ass upside their head. The obsession with fair skin is really a human sickness. Humble says, so how do we become stronger? Ninja, first and foremost, y'all need to adopt a form of some warrior spirit, Ninja. That singing Kumbaya and we shall overcome. All that singing Negro spirituals and all that shit. That shit goes out the door. That's why a lot of the young generation don't respect y'all, because the younger generation, especially with African Americans, they would rather have died than to put up with some of the shit that y'all put up. Yep. The younger gen African Americans, they would have died. They would have had to been killed because they wouldn't have put up with some of the lame kumbaya Bible thumping. Well, the Lord said they wouldn't have went for none of that. The younger generation African Americans would have pulled out sticks, and I'm not talking about sticks from a tree, Ninja. I'm talking about sticks. I'm talking about sticks with 30 round ARPs in the mugs. That's what the younger generation would have done. Humble says that's why I don't go to church anymore. Yeah, they always, as soon as every election period comes, right? Ninjas in the church ready to sing Kumbaya. Like, Ninja, if y'all don't shut y'all weak ass up. User J55 said, you ain't lying. Most black people can't roll solo, right? Ninja need y'all the only ones, right? Y'all need another minority group to ride up under y'all flag. Ninja, y'all did the whole thing. Y'all did the whole thing by yourselves. Y'all did the whole thing by yourselves. Why did y'all want to bring other groups of people up under the flag? Right? The civil rights movement was solely African Americans, right? Of course, but of course you had white people that helped along with that too, right? But no other minority group uh, paved the way. No other minority group, right, laid down the red carpet. No other minority group really fought like that, right? You just don't know history, especially the Mexicans. Ninja, the Mexicans wanted, the Mexicans wanted to be white so bad they got their ass deported. Ninja, the Mexicans wanted to be white so bad. Ninja, abuelo, tio, and them got their ass sent back to Mexico. They wanted to be white so bad, right? And that's throughout history, right? That's throughout history, especially in a state like Texas. Mexicans wanted to segment themselves off rather than be a part of the civil rights movement. They wanted to segment themselves off, right? The Mexicans were trying to prove that, hey, we got a little bit of European blood. We can, why can't we go to the white schools, right? They were trying to segment themselves off until the civil rights movement became successful, and then that's when they tried to implement the Chicano movement. They basically tried to copy the civil rights movement. The Mexicans ain't did shit, right? Mexicans ain't did a damn thing but build some motherfucking houses and repair some shit. I'm just calling it how I see it, calling it for what it is. They ain't did nothing. Black Americans, bro, especially, you inner city ninjas, y'all need to start carrying yourselves and presenting yourselves like what history dictates. And what I mean by that, y'all need to start presenting yourselves and carrying yourselves like, Ninja, we the reason why a lot of the minorities over here can come over here and dominate and make the money that they can anyway. Right? And y'all need to start, especially you men, bro. Y'all need to start checking disrespect, especially from the goddamn Mexicans, especially from the goddamn Indians, especially from the Asians, because one of the only reason they ass can come over here and get loans and get those grants and get job placement in the first place is because our ancestors laid down a foundation for they brown ass to come over here and take advantage. Otherwise, they ass to be back in India, they ass to be back in Mexico, right? Picking beans and shit. Calling it for what it is. Ninja gonna be like, oh, Ninja, you can't say that. Ninja, why? Ninja, why? Why can't I say that? Ninja, that's racist. No, it's not, Ninja. It's the truth. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. The Mexican showed they card. The Mexican showed they card, especially this go around. Right? Then you got guys like Myron Gangs, dirty ass Sudanese ass ninja. Right? This ninja come over here. I don't know what he's on, but he's on something. He on some cocaine straight from Colombia. I don't know what bro is on, but he is on some serious. And like I said, Myron is an intellectual. He is. I observed him from for years. So he is not a dumb guy. One or two things are happening. Either he just really have fallen, or he pulled a business move, like I've been talking about. Either one or two things. Either that ninja just hit rock bottom and just said F it, or he pulled a business move, right, and just said, well, this is the direction that it's going, so I'm a profit off of this, right? Which a lot of black and other creators are trying to profit off of, right? Which is the whole race baiting thing. That has become a good business model now. right? Uh, Myron doesn't F with black women. I mean, it is what it is. MG is GAY, and I can't be down with that. Who was MG? Oh, you said Myron Gaines. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. Odd Fitness said Mr. Fit, yeah. And to be honest with you, yeah, I talk a lot of crap. I talk a lot of crap about you know, the white men and all of that stuff. But let's be real. Let's be real honest. Let's be real clear, right? The closest thing that foundational Black Americans have as an ally is the white man. Let me say that one more time. Let me say that one more time. The closest thing, as crazy as, listen, I know, as crazy as they ass can get, the closest thing that foundational Black Americans have as an ally is white people. Is white people. Because guess what? At least with white people, right? We went to the same schools, right? We watched the same games. We grew up in the same culture, right? It's, you know, it's not really night and day. We grew up in the same neighborhoods, right? We went to the same schools. We have the same football teams. We grew up in American culture. Come on now. So like I said, during the civil rights movement, y'all ninjas was so busy trying to fight, you know, the white man. Rightfully so. I'm not saying that it wasn't, you know, without cause, but ninja, everybody else slid up under y'all nose. Right? At this point, bro, we live in hell if the very same oppressor is our savior. That ninja said, we live in hell if the very same oppressor is our savior. Well, you gotta understand, you know, there's different, just like there's different black people, there's different white people. Now, clearly, the ninjas who the ninjas who wanted to uphold slavery, I'm not talking about them ninjas, right? The Jim Crow ninjas, right? Who couldn't wait to hang a ninja. I'm not talking about them ninjas, right? Uh, there there were large groups, a large portion of white people who helped uh, kick off the civil rights movement as well, right? It was a large portion. Many white people helped with that. So that's not something that you can deny with history. But y'all was so busy, ninja. Y'all was so busy trying to right, prove everything. And I'm talking about decade after decade after decade, ninja. I'm talking about even after the civil rights movement ended, right? Fast forward to the 70s, 80s, 90s. Y'all focus is just on, well, the white man did this and the white man did that. Guess what? The Mexicans was sneaking over the border, ninja. Abuelo them was taking y'all jobs, ninja. They was pushing y'all out. Cause guess what? When the Mexicans get in there, especially with those blue collar positions, guess what they do? They hire other Mexicans. They hire other Mexicans, right? They hire other Mexicans that don't speak English. They don't speak a damn lick of English at all. So guess what? They pushing your stupid ass up on out of there. While you trying to, hey, we're all in the same boat. No, the fuck we not. Ninja, y'all need to stop doing that. Y'all need to stop saying that. Because no, we not in the same boat. And calling it and saying that we're not in the same boat does not equal to hate, does not equal to racism, does not equal into that. It's just saying that, nah, ninja, most of y'all, because most of that, and now I do have to recognize that there were many Mexicans in the Southwest and the Western side of the United States, you know, before European pushed out west, and this, that, and the third. The rest is history, right? But many of them came by way, many of them came by way of border, ninja, right? Many of them came by way of border, right? Same with the Indians and same with the Asians. That's one thing. That's one of the things that I agree with Trump on, right? right? That's one thing that I agree with the right on, right? One of the many things actually, but one of those things is immigration. You ninjas are so dumb. You ninjas are so dumb. The Democrats is pushing immigration, immigration, immigration. But we already see the game that they were trying to pull with that. See the reason why the Democrats was trying to run the whole immigration play is they were trying to get a new voting block. They were trying to get a new voting block. That's why they was like, yeah, bring over the Mexicans, ninja, bring over the Indians, ninja, bring over everybody. Yeah, that's why they were doing that. Say I'm lying. I haven't had anybody say I'm lying yet. They were trying to bring in another voting block. JL Prime said Myron be on this channel trashing black people, calling us monkeys and low IQ. Most of what Myron is doing is rage baiting. It's not really there's not really any substance to it. It was shocking. It was shocking when he first started doing it. Now it's just played out. It's just like, okay, bro, you're doing too much. It's really a minstrel show. It's really a minstrel show, right? Like this Arabic Sudanese ass ninja coming over here trying to what? Come on now, send his ass back. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. If you Gen X and Boomer ninjas, if y'all were really focused on the same thing, people like Myron, when he wouldn't have been able to have a job in the feds. He wouldn't have been able to have a job in the feds. His ass would have been sent back to war-torn Sudan, right? And I'm still keeping it PG. I'm really keeping it PG-13 for y'all. But his ass would have been sent back to Sudan. And this is honestly why more black men, especially, y'all need to get more into YouTube. Y'all need to get more into politics, right? For you ninjas who actually want to build something, for you ninjas who actually want to, have a solid footing. That's what y'all need to get into. Y'all need to get into the politics. More black men need to get into the politics, right? More, and I'm not talking about any liberal, limp-wristed as black men. I'm not talking about them ninjas. I'm talking about more black men who stand on 2 feet, who got a backbone, right? More conservative black men, more strong black men need to get into politics. Because a ninja like me, I would have had this shit shut down. I promise you. Like I said, I'm the Black Nick Fuentes ninja, right? I would have had every immigrant in this bitch paying extra taxes. Ninja, you gonna pay taxes. You over here on the green card, ninja, right? You over here on the green card, your parents was an immigrant, tax they ass. Guess what? And that goes into a fund. That goes into a fund that builds the rest of that goes into a fund that builds the foundational black Americans economy. That's what I would have done. I would have been strictly focused on economic advantage, right? I would have been focused strictly on economic advantage, right? You ninjas was trying to get a seat at the table when y'all should have been creating your own damn table. Weak ass ninjas, weak. Then you got ninjas like Myron Gaines and all of these other ninjas who think they can these coon ass ninjas, Sambo ass ninjas, right? Who think they can get on platforms and just say whatever they want to. Ninja, we need to bring back, see, ninjas need to get their teeth knocked out. That's what it really is. Ninjas too comfortable. We have too many people from all sides of the aisle, right? Too many people who are comfortable getting on their little camera and saying whatever they want to and not getting their teeth knocked out. Too many. right? Too many weak men who wouldn't bust a grape in real life. See, one of the main reasons that I don't speak, right, especially out in public, right, out in the real world, because I get to talking like this, and it's not it's not conducive, right? Satanic Dan said, "Why the heck are there so many white incels?" See, white men they got their own separate, not separate issues, but they have some issues, man. And I've said this before. Uh, White men are living in a time where they realize that they're not top of the food chain anymore, right? They're realizing that they're not. It's not the same as their grandfathers and fathers once had it. We now stay in a time where they ass got to compete, right? And most of them don't want to compete because they never had to. To be honest with you, they never had to really compete, right? I don't care what anybody said. They never really had to compete. They were let in rooms, right? Other people were pushed to the side via laws and regulations and everything. So we honestly don't even know, right? Like if everything that they really done, which is impressive. I'm not taking away anything that white people's ancestors have built because it's pretty impressive, the Western world, right? However, right, you have to question, you really have to question everything because it was built during a time period when nobody else could compete, right? It was built during a time period where nobody else could compete. You had colonialism, right? You had black codes, you had Jim Crow, right? You had segregation, right? You had banking, you had banking segregation. Uh, Black people weren't given loans and mortgages, bro. It goes on and on. It goes on and on. So it's really hard to really gauge. It's not really hard to gauge. It's really easy to gauge. They had a lot of shit handed to them. They had a lot of stuff handed to them, and that's just a fact. That's just a fact. So now we live in a time where y'all ninjas gotta compete. Y'all gotta compete with everybody else. Ninjas, Negroes, y'all ain't about to be handed anything. I don't know what y'all think about to happen. You need and do something with your life because as you can see, it's nowhere near about color anymore. That ship has sailed. That ship has sailed. It's no longer about color anymore. Ninja, everybody's going to the grocery store and looking at their grocery bill like, what in the world? Everybody going looking at their bills, their utility bills, and looking like, what? Everybody is struggling, looking at their mortgages and looking at their rent like, bro, ain't no way. Everybody. So that whole black this and blackity black this, that shit ain't gonna fly no more. Y'all let that ship sail a long time ago. Now females talk shit on men and niggas be too lazy. Inceldom is universal. Government is too broke to give out reparations. Government is broke as hell. Ninja, if we broke, they broke for sure. Ninja, the government can't even pay their bills. Them niggas, they laying off everybody. Before you know it, we ain't gonna have a president, ninja. Before you know it, ninja, half of Congress gonna be gone. Like, ninja, yeah, we can't afford to pay y'all this month, so we're gonna have to let some of y'all go, right? But what about representation? Well, looks like Kansas ain't gonna have representation this month, ninja. Looks like Kansas not gonna have reparation this month. We can't afford to pay y'all, ninjas. Come on now. Broken in America, yep. So really, it's all sides of the aisle. So that's why I sit back and it's really interesting. It's really interesting that everybody shop at the same stores, everybody paying the same bills, but for some reason, right, everybody's focused on race and ethnicity and all of this bull crap. Like y'all all getting effed. Y'all all getting effed. The hell is y'all talking about? Y'all all getting F. Yep, distractions. And like I said, black people, your boat would have been better. Your boat would have been better if you were focused on really setting up the economic foundation after the civil rights movement. If Gen X, I'm talking to you, Gen X and baby boomers, right? If y'all were focused on setting up everything economically, right? A lot of things will be like for sure like set in stone, right? But y'all try to fight so hard. Y'all fighting so hard. Y'all fighting the Republicans so hard on dang on immigration, right? Y'all wanted, like I said, y'all wanted everybody to fly up under the people of color flag, ninja. Fuck all that. Listen, F all of that. I'm gonna tell you right now. Y'all think the Mexicans fuck with y'all like that? Think again, ninja. Not the Mexican Americans. Not them ninjas. Y'all think the Indians fuck with y'all like that? Yeah, right. And them ninjas be blacker than me. Them ninjas be blacker than me. Hey, between the Mexicans and the Indians, hey, they competing for the most racist. Between the Mexicans and the Indians, they competing for the most racist, which is hilarious. Set up your private trust and operate under IN, yeah. Every time I talk to those baby boomers about creating our own economy, them niggas talk about votes and religion. Yeah, bro, I am telling y'all wholeheartedly, that the baby boomers, Gen X, the older millennials are some of the most bitch-made ninjas I've ever met in my life. And I'm talking about white boomers, Xers. I'm talking about black boomers, Xers, right? And Gen Z messed up too. But the reason why Gen Z is so messed up because Gen X and baby boomers, bro, they so bitch made. I'm telling you, they so bitch made. Bro, I wish I knew a lot of the stuff that I knew now because I wouldn't have made certain decisions and choices, right? But them ninjas messed up whole generations. They messed up whole generations. Them ninjas still talking about, well, if you just work hard, ninja, work hard where? Into a grave? Ninja, bro, working hard is not even the bulk of it. Working hard is not even the bulk of it anymore. Like, working hard was fine in the 80s. Working hard was fine in the 80s. Now, ninja, you gotta use your brain. You gotta cut corners, bro. Y'all still working hard. Y'all still working hard. Bro, I've been stopped working hard, ninja. I'm trying to cut corners. President Trump is my president, ninja. I am trying to cut corners. Donald Trump is my president. I am trying to cut corners. What are y'all talking about? You think, bro, pay attention. So you telling me these ninjas can cut corners at the highest of the offices? At the highest office, and you think I'm not about to cut corners? Man, please, y'all got me messed up. Y'all got me all the way messed up. If you think I'm not about to find some loopholes, ninja, you think I'm not about to skip around, ninja, what? I'm not about to sit here and work hard and slave with you ninjas? Please. Talking about work hard, ninja. I'm trying to get to the money. Where the money at? Where the money at? Talking about work hard, ninja. It's 2025. You ninjas still working hard? You ninjas still working hard? Haven't y'all learned yet? Man, I be at work taking my time, ninja. I am not about to, bro. I am not about to be breaking my back, working hard, bro. They're not about to pay you anymore. Ninja, you about to work the same hour, bro. I know so many people. I know so many people who just be busting their ass. They be busting their ass, right? And I just be taking my time, like looking at this ninja. That's why I don't like working with people either, because they'll come in. If you get somebody they working with you, they be over there trying to move fast and all that, trying to make you look bad and all that. I'm like, bro, listen. If you want to work with me today, bro, listen. I take my time. I pace myself. If you want to do all of that, you need to go on somewhere. Work on your own time, ninja, because you are not about to get paid any more than I am getting paid working all fast. Ninja done cut himself and knuckles all scaved up and Ninja. And guess what? We still Ninja. Me and you both still clocking out. We still clocking out same time. Guess what? I'm still getting my paycheck every week, Ninja. And you all scaved up and you got cuts. You missing a finger and all of that, Ninja. Like, Ninja, I'm not about to be doing all of that. Ninja be slaving away, subservient ass ninja. Like, ninja, subservient ass ninjas. Well, boss said if I work a little faster, I might get a promotion. Boss said if I work a little faster, I might get a promotion. Ninja, you are not about to get promoted. The only time working hard really means something in 2025 is if you're building your own thing. Just say, Cartier said get promoted to unemployment, and I done seen that. I've seen it, bro. I've seen people. I've seen the laziest, dumbest people get promoted over the hardest work. I've seen that at every single company I've been at, hands down. I swear to God, the most incompetent, the dumbest people, I swear to God, they'll get promoted 2 times over the ninja who's he just working hard. Ninja, they're not promoting you. Ninja, you work too hard. You working too hard. They need you right there, ninja. They know that nobody else is gonna work as hard as you right there. Why would they promote you? Stupid. He is right. Corporate don't give a damn about you. MSK said working hard just to pay for Boomer Social Security. They don't want to talk about that. Ninja working hard. I look at my taxes. I look at the taxes that's coming out of my check. And then I see that this ninja Trump done gave $40 billion to Argentina. Bro, I swear to God, I be about to crash out. Gave them ninjas $40 billion. Taxing the hell out of our ass. K4 said, yep, I dropped out of the workforce 10 years ago because of that. So what are you in business for yourself now? iFitness said, happened to me, gave 5 years and terminated. That's how it is. G Jones said, the dumbest and most incompetent people at my job get all the promotions and raises. That's why I don't work hard. And I don't do that out of spite. I don't do that to get a promotion. Like, I do it because I notice the patterns. Right? I notice the patterns. I know people who've transferred out of everything, who transferred out of the job for the workforce, who transferred out of this, right? They've transferred to other divisions just for that. Right? Just to get a promotion, just because they were going overlooked. G. Jones said everybody getting bailed out. Shortcuts and Americans get nothing. Yeah, which is quite funny because it's like, yeah, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but yeah, we're gonna give the you know who's another tens and hundreds of billions of dollars. Right? Yeah, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but then give Argentina $40 billion. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But Ukraine gets more weapons and drones and tanks and all of that. Tens of billions of dollars. Yeah, pull yourself up by your bootstrap. While everybody else get free money. Come on now, that's crazy. Satanic Dan said, so is giving up the move? Is giving up the move? I mean, that's up to you. At this point in 2025, I'm not a person that gives up. I'm a realist. But you gotta understand when the odds are stacked against you. Right? MSK says, Dan, I'm starting a business, moving to Thailand, and might want to research some countries. Yeah, see, I'm not at this point. I don't try to demonize men who, like you said, give up. I get it, but that's not who I am. That's not what I stand for. But I get it. G. Jones said them old Negroes be like, well, the Lord said. I'd be like, bro, they bring up the Lord. They always bring up the Lord. I'm like, bro, the Lord had you ninjas shucking and jiving for dang on decades. And you ninjas still talking about the Lord? Yeah, Satanic Dan, you're gonna have to do your research. I can't give you a direct answer. You gotta do your research. But you can't. But if you want to moving requires money. Moving requires money. So if you giving up, Ninja, you might as well sit back and wait. You might as well sit back and enjoy the fall. You might as well sit back and enjoy the fall. You said maybe Europe somewhere. Well, not Eastern Europe. I mean, not Western Europe. Right? Western Europe are going through, similar things, if not worse. Right? They're going through the same things, if not worse. Right? To be honest, if you're not planning your escape, bro, you're going to be left behind. Yeah, if you're not planning something, right? If you just sitting back and if you sitting back and looking at everything that's going on, right? Especially white dudes. White dudes, listen up, man. White dudes, listen up. Trump is in it for himself, Ninja. Let y'all know that right now. Trump is in it for himself and his friends. That's all it's about. Trump is not interested in saving you because you're white. Trump is not interested in saving you because he cares about the white Americans. Trump is not going to do it. I'm telling you. He didn't do it the first go round. Ninja, ain't y'all worse off? Ain't y'all worse off, Ninja? Ain't America worse off? What are we talking about? K4 Life says, if you live in America, there is nowhere else to go. That's not nowhere near true. That's not nowhere near true. Yeah, most people just floating through life. Bro, most people are walking dead. I've already talked about this. Let's get the likes up. We got almost 50 people in here, right? We got almost 50 people in here. Let's get the likes up. Hit the like button. Super chat, right? If you feel like donating. But at least hit the like button so we can push this out into the algorithm. MSK says the window is definitely closing. Yeah, the window is getting tighter and tighter. The window is getting tighter and tighter, right? However, I do want the American dollar. I do want the American dollar to stay strong until Ninja I can right, until another currency can show some kind of promise. Right? until another currency can show some kind of promise, Ninja, listen, I just hope the US dollar stays strong just as long as I need it for. But if you pay attention to international affairs, I mean, the world is pretty much trying to turn its back on America. People are trying to find, even corporations that are, born and bred in America, they're trying to find new trade routes. They're trying to find new countries to do business with, right? Many countries are trying to find new countries to do business with. The U.S. passport is no longer top 10, I believe. Our ranking for our passports have fallen dramatically. The U.S. dollar is not as strong as it should be. China is establishing grounds in almost every corner of the earth, Latin America, Europe, and Africa, right? We're over there in the Caribbean Sea pissing off South America, right? Ninja, we pissed off our allies. I mean, the list goes on. Fitness says UBI is coming. UBI is coming. However, it's going to get much worse, right? The system has to drain everybody first. The system has to drain everybody first. The system has to have an official crash. So what's going to happen is, as more people get laid off, as jobs become more obsolete, right? And safety nets continue to be eradicated, right? That's when we're really going to see, the real downfall. Because then, like somebody mentioned earlier, that Social Security is not there anymore. That Medicare is not there anymore. There's not going to be many working age people, right? Working age individuals who are paying into the system. There are going to be more people around than jobs available. Mark my words. Listen. I've predicted everything on point, on par so far over these few years. I'm telling y'all what's coming. There's going to be more people than jobs available, right? Especially if you're not in some kind of senior role or some kind of mid-level role, right, where you're actually needed, right? They're going to get rid of all of those roles. Social Security is going to become obsolete because it's going to be obsolete, or there's not going to be much left, because there's not going to be that many people who are paying into it. If you don't know how Social Security works, it works how it works. Let me rephrase that. The working age generation pays into the older generation's Social Security. That's how that works. So by the time, and I'm 29, so by the time I get, 65, if I'm even still here in this country, right, I won't, more than likely, we probably won't even see Social Security at the rate that it's going. Because all of these men, all of these individuals who are exiling themselves out of the workforce, there is an epidemic of young people not in the workforce. There's an epidemic of young people not in the workforce, and it's continuously trending upward, especially with men, especially with young men. G. Jones said, AI robot doesn't need health insurance, 401k, pension, overtime, time off. They don't need nothing. That's straight profit. Tap interest title. I love how you are calling out the BS in the space, bro. All of these creators, yes, sir. But they what's going on? They're doing the same thing, I believe, at least. They're doing the same thing that the corporations are doing. They're doing the same thing the corporations are doing. They're milking men's rage. They're milking white rage, especially amongst young white men. They're milking all of it. They're milking it. They're milking it, bro. It's no other way that I don't see any way possible that, especially some of these guys who I know are smart, who I know are very intellectual, right? It may seem one way for like face card. It may seem one way on screen, but I something is telling me that a lot of these guys, they're profiting off of especially white men's rage, young white men especially, right? It is what it is. That's the new grift. A couple of my military brothers have permanently moved to Japan, China, and they ain't coming back. Yeah, once you realize, once you gone and see what's going on somewhere else, you're gone. MSK said, I believe they're trying to phase out paper currency for a new digital currency. Yeah, it'll happen in due time. By the time you're 70, the dollar will probably be phased out, more than likely. More than likely. But that's what's going on. And then white men, man, y'all need to get it together, man. Right? Just like black men, y'all need to start being soft and start, really just calling shit how y'all see it and really just dominating. Right? Stop trying to sing kumbaya with other minorities. If they fuck with you, they fuck with you. If they don't, they don't. But collectively, many of them don't. They coming to get their own, right? They're profiting off of the red carpet that your ancestors lived and died for. Y'all need to start carrying yourselves as such, man. Seriously. Y'all let immigrants come over here, walk and talk around this bitch any kind of way, please. I'll be damned if Hijab and them come. Be damned if Jorge and them start talking out the side of their neck, please. Ninja, please. And people been telling y'all for the longest, all right, the immigrants gonna come over here and take y'all jobs. They gonna take y'all jobs first. And lo and behold, fast forward decades later, Ninja, what's going on? Ninja, black men used to dominate blue collar. Now who's the dominating force in blue collar now? It's Jorge and them, Ninja. It's Jorge and them. It's Jorge and them. Exactly, lottery guru. You hit the nail right on the head. We worry about being liked, man. Y'all better boss up and drop your nuts. The fuck wrong with y'all, man? That should be irking me. Bob the Mexican Builder. Y'all be worried about being liked by white people, by other black people, by Mexicans, by the Indians, bro. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Y'all should have put them in their place a long time ago if y'all really had a strong backbone. Because dudes who built like me, I promise you, they wouldn't have wanted me at the front of the civil rights movement. Malcolm X ain't got nothing on me. Malcolm X he ain't have nothing on me. Nothing. And that's what Malcolm X was trying to get to. He was trying to become economically advantaged. Right? He was trying to become economically advantaged. But like I said, y'all let everybody else come over here and literally, this is not a metaphor, this is not conspiracy, right? This is law. Y'all literally let everybody else come over here, benefited off of what your ancestor lived and died for, right? That they wouldn't even be able to be in the positions that they have if it wasn't for your black ass ancestors. But you want to sit back and sing kumbaya and act like y'all wasn't the foundation to a lot of this stuff, man, y'all better, bro, y'all make me sick sometimes. Y'all making me sick sometimes. Y'all better stop playing. Y'all better stop playing. A lot of y'all think it's a game. I always want to sing and shake hands. I go to work, I don't give a damn who I speak to. I don't care who's who, manager, supervisor, ninja. I don't care about none of that. If I call you, I'm calling you how to get this job done. Ninja, I'm not trying to shake hands with people and right, sing Negro spirituals with ninjas. Like we're all one and the same. We're all people of color. I ain't trying to do all of that, man. I'm not trying to do all of that. How we gonna get the job done, Jorge? How we gonna get the job done? Right? I promise you, if Black Americans were moving with that kind of mindset in the '60s, '70s, '80s, bro, uh, Black America wealth would have been off the charts. It would have been off the charts because to come over here, literally, think about all the wealth that other groups have accumulated strictly with the civil rights movement. Them immigrants wouldn't have been able to come over here and do any of that. Any of it. So imagine all the wealth that was accumulated during all these decades. Imagine a tax that was put on top of that. You want to come over here and go to our public universities? Tax your ass. You want to come over here and go to our public universities? Tax. You want to come over here and work? Okay. You want a better life? That's cool. Tax. Black Americans should have made it expensive for other groups of people to come over here. But y'all ninja fumble. Y'all fumble. That's what y'all should have did. But hey, I don't know nothing. I'm just a young Negro sitting on the porch. I'm just a young Negro sitting on the porch. I don't know nothing. Bob still trying to be kumbaya. G. Jones, they be laughing at jokes that ain't even funny. I be looking at their ass stoic as hell. Yeah. Yeah. Be making all kinds of jokes. Like, bruh, no. They be trying to get you to laugh. Wasn't that funny? Like, ninja, no, that wasn't funny, ninja. No, it was not funny. It wasn't. Get your ass back to work. And that's how you gotta operate. Stop trying to be liked. Stop trying to be loved, ninja. Be stoic. Especially you African American ninjas, especially you Black ninjas. Stop trying to be liked. Stop trying to be loved, ninja. Get the job done. Get a job done. And for you ninjas who want to get into politics, we need more strong. I'm talking about strong, like I said, conservative, Black men in politics. I'm tired of seeing these liberal ass, Democrat ass women in politics speaking for everybody. Tired of seeing that. I'm not saying that I agree with either party per se, because I don't care for the party system. However, if things need to get done, then I will lean definitely more towards Republican way of thinking than the traditional party system. I finna say it's agree strong Black politician is needed for sure. These niggas want to get on camera and be crying and all that. Like that mayor in Chicago, that ninja need to be, they need to get rid of that ninja. That ninja in Chicago, mayor of Chicago, need to get rid of that ninja. I get tired of looking at that ninja face. When I look at his face, he makes me mad. I'm like, where all the strong ninjas at? And I see them, they out here. They out here, but ninjas don't be getting into that kind of line of work. So we get the women who go that route, right? And of course they lean more liberal, right? Or we get the limp wristed ninjas, right? Soft ass ninjas. We get them ninjas, and we sitting back drinking beer and shit. We looking at it, it's like, who in the hell voted this limp wristed ass ninja in here? Well, y'all ninjas didn't get out and do anything about it. So the women voted their ass in there. And by the way, women from all demographics in America vote at a higher rate than men across the whole spectrum. Across the whole spectrum. So when it comes to, and so women are gonna lean more liberal anyway. They're gonna go more liberal anyway. So if you're talking about, especially Gen Z, millennial women, right? They're gonna lean to the left anyway. So that ship is sailed. As boomers and Xers die off, that whole conservative-ish, that's going out the door. That's going straight out the door. That's going to the grave with them ninjas. Because guess what? The majority, first of all, the majority of women are going to be single anyway. So they're not going to have any kind of real masculine presence in their life, right? I mean, maybe their dad, but clearly, masculine fatherhood, it kind of really don't matter when you bring in a daughter up into this kind of system. Because I've seen women who come from two-parent households. I've seen women who come from strong father households, and they still end up on the other end of the spectrum. Just as well as I've seen, women who come from like single-parent households, and they end up more conservative, more reserved. So being a strong father, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, because it does matter statistically, but you kind of got, in America, the odds are stacked against you bringing up a daughter in this kind of system. Because you got to realize, it's not just you competing for the influence over her. You have social media. If she's in the public indoctrination camps, you have other girls around her, and Lord knows they're sick. You got all of these other influences. It's almost like, bro, you just gotta hope, ninja. That's all you can do. You can just hope that you raised her right, and that's it, ninja. That's it. Because it ain't happening. Let me get, somebody made a comment. Let me see. I forgot to read it. Sovereign Air says, strong ninjas is an existential. I fumbled that word. Exponential. I think I pronounced that right. I know what it means. Existential ninja. Dang, I need to read some more books, ninja. Threat to the powers that be. Strong black men increasing their power level scares old white men, a lot of young white men too. Yeah, that's gonna be the thing. That's gonna be the thing. But at the end of the day, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. It really does not matter. Ninjas. This is what a lot of black men's problem is. A lot of black men are worried about how they will be perceived by increasing their power. Too many black men are worried about how they will be looked at for increasing or being masculine or domineering. I'll be the first one to tell you, bro, move like you don't give a F. Because it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Them niggas be scared anyway, so like, let them be even more spooked, ninja. I don't matter give a damn. I walk in a room, I walk in rooms, and I give off the energy like I'll knock everybody teeth out in here. I don't give a flying F. I don't give a flying F. For what? I don't care. I don't care. And that kind of sentiment comes from me once upon a time actually caring. So I'm not speaking from, you know, a place of ignorance. I'm speaking from a place of I've been there, done that. Right? Watch some of my older videos, and I spoke on that, on, you know, especially my younger self, just, you know, wanting to be friends with everybody, wanting to be, you know, the one that shake hands with everybody, wanting to be like, hi, Mr. Sir, right? You having a good day, Mr. Sir? Trying to be all kumbaya and, you know, not, you know, bump heads with people. Now I don't give a damn about bumping heads. If you want to go toe to toe, we can go toe to toe. Ninja, if you want to step outside after work, we can step outside after work. I don't give a damn. I don't care. Right? And I do, and for those exact reasons, I know myself. So that's why I step back and I reserve myself, right? Discipline myself so I don't, you know, end up, you know, popping off at a ninja. Because, right, I'll say exactly what needs to be said. But when it comes to outside in the general public and at work, unless it really goes there, I had to cuss somebody out this week. I had to cuss a little weak ass Gen Z ninja out this week, right? I was like, yeah, I had to cuss him. That's a whole separate story. But the ninja had pissed me off. I'm like, yeah, I had to cuss him out. But besides, if it really doesn't have to go there, there's no need to take it there. So that there is levels to it, right? So, yeah. The skater, what's going on? We need brave men in the world today, now more than ever. We do. We really do. Performing takes too much energy. I agree, after pill, shit will drain you. Yeah, it's draining. I'm not about to imagine having to, bro, if I don't see me, I used to try to save face. Like when I know I didn't like somebody, I used to try to save face, but like, you know what, I'm gonna just speak anyway. I'm gonna be the bigger person. I'm gonna be the man in the situation, right? That never leads into anything. That shit just leads into more disrespect, to be honest with you, right? And make you want to slap a ninja even more. But now, if I don't mess with you, I don't mess with you. There's a handful of people that done rubbed me the wrong way, and when I see them, I don't say a damn thing. Both men and women. Like when I see them, I look at them like, shit, you know, I look at them in my head, I'm like, yeah, you know what's up with me. You know what's up. Now, if like I said, if it's concerning getting the job done, right? I'm gonna put the job before any of that, clearly. But if it's just, you know, I just see you, we don't have nothing to do work-wise or anything like that, I'm not speaking to you. You know I don't mess with you, and you know why I don't mess with you. G. Jones said, after Bill, I just be walking past folks now. I just don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah, I've that's the zone I'm in now. That's the zone I'm in. I don't care about any. I really don't care about a lot of things anymore. People may call it black pill. Uh, People may call it, nihilistic or whatever, but I believe that I've earned the right to not care. I've earned the right to not care. Some of these ninjas be walking around, they ain't earned no stripes or nothing. Ninjas making $2 an hour. Ninja work at Wally World talking about you don't care. Ninja, yeah, you better care. Ninja, you better care. Ninja who ain't earned no stripes, no nothing, haven't built anything, not building anything, right? And that's where I draw the line at, because it's like, well, you have too many dudes who trying to speak on a lot of things, and they don't have a dang on fishing pole, to save their damn life. They don't have a pot to piss in, right? Don't have a pot to piss in. I feel like I feel like the male hierarchy has gotten all over the place, especially with the invention of social media. The male hierarchy is all over the place because with social media, we don't know who's who, right? And you got a bunch of men who operate in the real world like they operate on social media, right? If y'all get what I mean, you have men in the real world who operate like they operate in chat rooms and Call of Duty waiting rooms and all of that, and they bring that into the real world, not knowing that don't you can really get your top knocked off out in the real world, right? You can get your top knocked off in the real world, right? Ninja gonna say, well, you impulse control, ninja. Ninja bring up the whole impulse control, ninja. Ninja. There's always been a threat of violence between men. You imbecile. See, ninjas. See, the thing with these incels, these ninjas who've never been punched in their mouth, who've never been knocked out. The thing is, they think that they can come into the real world because they know there's no real consequences for talking outside of your neck because society protects you. Society protects weak men how they protect women. Facts. Society protects weak men how they protect women. Because you got too many weak men who think they can talk out the side of their neck. They think they can, make little jokes. They think they can do like little side stuff. And really, if it came down to it, man on man, you get disrespectful. There's always been a threat of violence between men. This is why men have always tread lightly. This is why men have always given out that man on man respect. Because there's always been a time period where you got wrong with another man, or you bound to get your top knocked off. Right? You bound to get your top knocked off. That's why women back in the day, they didn't. Many women back in the day didn't disrespect men. Why? Why didn't women back in the day disrespect men? Because they knew. But now we have a whole system that protects the weak. Yes. We have a whole system that protects weak ass ninjas. We built Men have built a system to protect the dang on weak. And I'm not talking about I'm not talking about children or elderly. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about fighting age, ninja. I'm talking about soldier age. I'm talking about them ninjas. We now have a society that protects weak ass men. Because if push came to shove, if you get disrespectful with another man, you had to see him. Right? But ninja, see, what's so funny is everybody always talk about, well, we need to go back to the traditional system, right? You hear men say that all day long. We need to go back. We need to go back to the traditional system. We need to go back to how things were when women were in the house and they was cooking and cleaning. Okay, if we go back to the time where women were cooking, cleaning, and they was outside of the workforce, we got to go back to the time where you get your teeth kicked in too. Tell me I'm lying. See, men want it one way, but then don't want the what comes with that as well, right? They don't want to get their teeth kicked in, but they want to put women back in the household. They want to put women in the household, but then they don't want to get out here and work and make the household money, right? You get what I'm saying? You can't have one thing but not have the other. That's why I be saying ninjas, they just want they just want the ability to rule over women. That's all men be wanting. That's why I started. That's why I disown Red Pill. I disown the Manosphere because it's filled up with a bunch of weak incels. G Jones said, I notice a lot of people feel my energy and it creates fear in them. I love that shit. They know I'm not with the dumb ish. They know not to F with me just by the way I look at them. Yeah. Same with me. But the thing is, with that, you'll have a lot of the thing about weak men, some of them will try you anyway just to get put in a place. Right? With a lot of men, especially out in the general public, right? I don't even. There's so many weak men, bro. Sometimes I don't even bother because it is hilarious, right? I'm talking about dudes who not even physically. You're not even physically capable of taking me down, right? You don't even have physical support superiority over me, and bro, cut it, cut it. That's why you got to remain stoic. That's why you always got to remain stoic because people have to shoot up. People have to shoot up. People have to shoot at what they're scared of. Simple. Simple. But no, men really don't want the men really don't want the traditional. They don't want the traditional ways to come back. Because if the traditional ways come back, a lot of ninjas who pop off at the mouth, a lot of men who are really disrespectful, right? A lot of men who talk out the side of their neck, right? A lot of men who are not physically capable of anything, right? If it came down to taking your chick, taking your wife, you wouldn't be able to do anything. Bro, a lot of men would be wiped out. If we really take it back to the old days, ninja, a lot of dudes would be wiped clean out. I don't know why people don't want to talk about that. Ninjas like Nick Fuentes, that ninja would be taken out so fast. Nick Fuentes with his 5'2" looking ass, bro, he will be gone in a jiffy. That's why dudes have to hide. They have to hide on the camera. That's the new security blanket. Ninjas can be all the way. They can be all the way in Poland somewhere, like that ninja. What's that ninja name? The Legion of Incels. The Legion of Incels can be all the way in Poland, Romania, wherever he is, right? He can be all the way over there, talking all the ish he want to. But that ninja 3,000 miles away, across the Atlantic Sea, ninja. He all the way, yep, Bo. He all the way across the Atlantic. Said Nick will turn to Nick. Said Nick will turn to Nikki Fuentes real quick. We live in the age of keyboard warriors, and keyboard Yaxies, and too many weak men and men who are not out here really putting their face on the line, right? You're not putting your face on the line. Men in mass are not putting themselves on the line as far as building businesses and out here really getting to it. We have too many men out here who are talking and talking and talking, and they haven't built anything or building anything. Ninja, you haven't went to school, you haven't picked up a trade, you haven't become proficient in what you do, but you got an opinion and you want to type about everything. This is an epidemic. It's an epidemic. It's too many. And that's what I just said. That's what I said in my most recent videos, right? Strong men, strong masculine men, outnumbered. We're outnumbered. We're outnumbered. There's not enough strong men at all. There's more bitch made dudes out here than there are strong men. Outnumbered. And to be honest, I thought there were more strong men, but I was wrong. They are out here. It is an abundance of them, but still outnumbered. Right? And I've literally seen this in the flesh, right? I've seen I've got into conversation with dudes, right? I've gotten into conversation. I'm not going to say arguments, but I've gotten into conversation with dudes, and literally, you have other dudes who have to come and save the weaker vessel. You have other dudes who have to come, even if they don't even really vouch for him like that. But they'll come and vouch for him just so they can go against you. I've seen it firsthand. We'll be talking about a topic, and I'm beating them with the topic. Right? I'm spitting the knowledge on top of knowledge. Then here comes another weakling. I think, he's right, because what he's saying is they'll sit there and try to debate you when they have no dog in the fight, right? But they'll do it just so they can go against you. See, if you notice, a lot of weak men, they have to travel in packs. They have to travel in packs. Always traveling packs. Always. See me, I stand solo dolo. If I go out, I'm going out by my damn self. I'm going out by myself. Yep, a real ninja can stand alone even when the world's against him. Absolutely. And I could care less. Discipline is a rare commodity today. Not too many ready to swing. Yeah, it's discipline is dead. Self-development is dead. I was just before I got on live, I was just watching a police video. There was a shooting that had happened in Arkansas. Right, dude had killed 3 people, shot 6 people or something like that. And they got the whole footage, right, of people running. They got the inside of the store where he started shooting at and all that stuff. Man, I was looking at the video and I was like, bro, this is sad. And I'm not talking about the actual shooting, right? I mean, the shooting is sad, but the part that was sad to me is, bro, 90% of the people who were trying to run, they were so overweight. They were so out of shape. One lady literally got shot because, like, she was so fat that she tripped. And it's not even funny, but it's funny. But she was so fat that she tripped and she got shot. And the majority of people who were trying to run out the store, they were so fat and overweight and out of shape. I'm just like, bro, America, bro. But then people want to talk about wars and all this stuff. Bro, if somebody bust into Wally World right now, he could have his way with the majority of people. Like, the people were tripping up and, like, you had a few people, they could barely run. I'm like, bro, what in the world is going on? People are so out of shape and fat in America, right? So unhealthy in America. Literally, people cannot even run to save their own life, right? And I'm just sitting there watching the security footage, and I'm like, dang, if she was 100 pounds lighter, she would have been gone, right? Like if you was muscly like me, Ninja, I don't care about none of that. If it's not my woman or my child or somebody that I know that I came in with, bro, y'all better be ready to Ninja, because I'm lowering shoulders. When it comes to survival, Ninja, survival of the fittest, literally. Ninja, Ninja, move out the way. Ninja, move out the way. Get out my way, Ninja. Get your fat ass out my way. You about to get us killed. Get your fat ass out the way. Ninja, I'm rolling people over. Ninja, you better get out the way. Get your fat ass out the way. I'm rolling people over. Especially if I got my child with me. I'm running like this, Ninja, like I got the ball in my hand, Ninja. You'll think, what's his name? Michael Turner, Ninja. Y'all remember Michael Turner, Ninja, from the Falcons? Y'all think I was Michael Turner out the pocket, Ninja? Come in, boom. Ninja, I'm running over everybody. But that's literally the meaning of survival of the fittest, because if it come down to it, your body needs to sustain yourself. It needs to be able to sustain in a life and death situation, right? You need to be able to sprint a whole mile. A mile is a good distance. It's a very good distance. You need to be able to sprint, not a full-on sprint, but you need to be able to run a full mile. Like that's basic. You need to be able to run a mile, because a mile, even half a mile, it gets you away from danger. It gets you away from danger. If you're not able to just jog even lightly a mile, or you out of shape. You're out of shape. Fitness says I can go backwards, forwards, jump hop. Right? Say, yep, our system produces and protects fragile people. Yep. Fitness says I ride a bike every day, keeping muscled up. Shouts out to you, man. But I'm just like, people are sick physically, people are sick mentally, right? Man, y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned over the next 2 weeks. I'll be out of the country again. I'll be out of the country over the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. I'll be gone over there for a whole week. I'm not gonna say where, but when I turn on the camera, y'all will know where I'm at, right? So I'm just gonna keep that under wraps. I probably put some stuff concerning that on my Patreon. I'm revamping. If you haven't seen anything, if you are a Patreon member, and if you haven't seen anything, I'm revamping my whole Patreon. I thought I was going a certain direction with my Patreon, but I felt like I don't want to go this route anymore. So I'm revamping my Patreon to something completely different. We're going to be talking more about freedom and paving your way towards freedom and what to do to get to those places, from cost of living breakdowns to what does it cost to actually be in this country, like behind the scenes type stuff. Like that's where I'm pretty much going with my Patreon content. So stay tuned for that. And like I said, at the end of this month, in 2 weeks, I'll be out of the country for a whole week, exploring some things, actually looking at some things for my own benefit, actually checking out some things for my own benefit and my family's benefit, right? So I told you I'm not playing around. So I already got my flight booked, Airbnb booked, right? So Ninja, right? I'm not leaving yet, Ninja. I'm not leaving yet, but we'll see. D Jones, after this shit was hilarious tonight, bro. I enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Let me get inside, rest a little bit. Make sure y'all hit the gym. Make sure you're drinking your water. Make sure you're staying up. Make sure you're doing your research, especially when it comes to AI and automation. What's going on with there? I need to drop some videos about that. either on the members or on the Patreon. I'll probably do both, right? But I'm going to be dropping more things on the Patreon and on the members. So stay tuned. Be patient with me. I do work a lot, Ninja, so I'm trying to get my schedules down packed, especially when it comes to social media. So, but I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.